will all produce an English translation of some campus ballad songs, right? Are you with me? Good. So at the end, you will all translate some campus ballads into English, right? And then use some kind of high-tech device to really turn your song into some really recording, right? Okay, so how prepared are you about this project? Sometimes you even have to do annotations, right? So how many campus ballads have you covered? But you know how to translate Chinese songs into English songs? If not, that's good, okay? Because we're going to talk some of the issues, all right? We're going to talk about some of these issues here. All right, so I come from Fujian and I teach English, and sometimes I do teach translation, especially on the MA level. They are more about translation theories, right? So here, you can see I'm going to cover 4 parts. Okay, the first part deals with how ready you are for the translation project that you will complete at the end of the course. All right, and then the second part will deal with the issues related to translation of campus ballads. Okay, whether you focus on translating the lyrics, the meanings, or you try to really tailor the melodies into some kind of English songs. These actually have very different functions, and in turn, they will affect the way you translate. Or even sometimes, you don't really translate the lyrics in the Chinese original. You will have to really capture some of the accents in the English, in the Chinese type, in the Chinese lyrics, and then you try to turn it into a completely new English song, which sounds like English. All right? Are you with me so far? Okay, very good. And then we will be evaluating some of the Chinese and English songs that we have got for this week. All right? And it's very interesting that this week, the songs we're going to talk about deal with 2 things. Did you notice that the songs we're going to talk about this week deal with 2 things? And then finally, I will draw a conclusion. So maybe I will go to this part because this is what you learn on the syllabus, all right? So you can see now you will have me today and next Monday, I believe, right? Okay, so I'm going to readjust the order a little bit, but basically you can see that the songs, okay, according to the Chinese lyrics, it's not on the handout, right? The handout is for the songs next week, but I'm going to use the last song today, all right? So I'm going to talk about, okay, in the third part, we'll talk about some of these songs. You can see this, okay, these songs have to do with what? Especially the 2 songs in the Chinese. Did you read the Chinese lyrics? The Chinese lyrics are so beautiful, you know. It's such a pity that we could not keep the Chinese original. You know, 浮云游子 is about what? Traveling and how you miss your hometown. Okay? And then 微风往事, what is 微风往事 about? We'll talk about it. It's also about traveling. All right, traveling to forget about all your sorrows. Okay, and then okay, childhood. Well, you can see we have the wandering travelers, young wandering travelers like you, and people who want to travel so that they can forget about their troubles. All right, but then we have also a song about your childhood, right? Days of my past. Well, that's not a bad translation, right? Okay, so you have the childhood, and then the first and the last 2 songs deal with what? Missing the one you love. All right. So the first one, actually, you cannot tell what the Chinese original is about when you read the English song. It's not really translation already, it's English song. All right, but it only captures the the idea about love will be back? Well, that is the kind of implication in 恰似你的温柔, because at the end, the speaker seems to suggest that, well, I hope that the sea wind will rise again so that I will be able to see the waves, because the sea waves remind me of what? Your gentleness, your kindness. All right? Okay, so that is how the English song actually captures the original theme in the song, but then transform it completely into something, something English. All right, those are different strategies. So now, in relation to these two things, number one, traveling. Okay, traveling or wandering like clouds, and then the other thing, missing your loved ones. Okay, I have prepared for you two English songs I hope you will like. One is a little bit old, that is called Leaving on the Jet Plane. So in order to translate English songs well, or actually even produce English songs, we want to learn more about English songs, how the syllables fit into the music melodies. Okay, and the other song I prepared for you is by Natalie Grant. It's called No Sign of It. Are you familiar with the song? Okay, you actually saw it when I was preparing it on the YouTube. It's a very, very interesting song. And I believe young people will like it better than we old folks, all right? Okay, so now, let's come back to my PowerPoint. So now, let's move on to the first part, all right? Your preparation for this project. So, of course, can you sing the campus ballads? Can you sing every one of them? No. Okay, that would be great because we're going to sing them. Right? We need to be familiar with the melodies so that when we really translate, we're not only translating the meanings because we want to keep in mind that these songs are to be sung. All right. So I think a very good example of translation of songs will be 周华健春去春又，不是春去春又来 ，right？ 春去春又来，花谢花会再开。You're not familiar with it? Oh, because my singing is too poor, right? Okay, right? Okay, so it's a Japanese song, but because Chinese use characters. 中文是一个字一个字，所以填词比较容易一点。Alright, but in English we do syllables instead of characters. 中文字一个字就一个音，所以其实你填的时候不是那么难。Okay, but then when you work on English songs, sometimes you have to really listen to the melody and how the melody matches with the syllables. Okay, that is the very challenging part. Okay, so it's very important that we sing the songs, we enjoy the songs first, so that this project becomes very interesting for you. Okay, and then if you want to read the lyrics in Chinese and English. Okay, and then now one thing, if you want to work on the translation of the meanings, then we want to learn something about analysis of the songs. How? We want to also apply the skills to analyze the poem into the analysis of the song. 诗跟歌很像，所以分析诗歌的时候，你可以用分析诗的方式去分析歌。Okay, so in other words, we want to look at the meaning, all right, and we also want to look at the stanza, the structure of the poem or the song, and the rhyme and the rhythm of the original, and see how that works in the original, and see how that could work in the English version. Am I making it too difficult for you? No? Okay, very good. And then, after that, steps 5, 6, 7 will help us to really prepare our jobs, right? So how will you interpret the original songs especially nowadays? These campus ballads have their background, I believe you all know, right? They are very, very popular in, in 60s, 70s, right? Okay, so you know these songs used to be very, very, okay, let's put it this way, very, very carefree. And then they actually are they are sung by university students, college students like you, right? And most of them actually are less, well, they're very, very appealing to the ears. But nowadays, especially if you watch those superstar shows, nowadays, the way people interpret songs will be to interpret the meanings in the songs, right? So all the judges will want the singers to really sing out the deeper meanings in the songs, right? And then they also want the singers to really bring out their unique styles in interpreting the songs, right? So that is why the way, what is his name? Yang Zhongwei, right? Or even some of the superstars nowadays will be appreciated because they are able to bring the special flavor of the song when they sing it. Okay, so that is what I mean by, you see, we have a KTV culture. That means everybody can be a singer, right? But then we don't want to just imitate. We want to really sing the song in a way that will bring out our special personality into the song. All right. So now, if we keep that in mind, then it gives you an advantage when you do the song project. Okay, for example, even you sing the song, 微风往事, right? Okay, so the original of this song, all right, this is sung by who? Cai Qin, right? And then it's very, very melodious. But if you only sing the words, you are not really expressing the feelings in the song. So in other words, singers nowadays, or even songwriters, okay, you're going to be songwriters, you want to really bring the life to the song. You listen to the melody, but you verify, you actually do not only sing the melody the way it is. You want to change. You want to change it a little bit so that you can bring out some special personality into the song. All right? And that will be another thing that you want to consider when you translate your songs, when you compose your songs. Sometimes, I'm not sure if Professor Chen allows you to really change you can keep the melody, but you can change the beat, right? Can you change the beat? You cannot change the beat. Or for example, instead of singing and you sing it faster or rock and roll or another way, why can't you? Right? Or the way we sing it will be very different from the way people in the 60s or 70s sing the songs. But you need to justify your variation. 你的诠释必须要有一个道理在里面。For example, if this is a heartbroken line, for example, the most excited, the very line that will actually bring out your emotions when you sing the song in the most expressive way, maybe this word, 但愿那海风在一起. Because you really wish that the sea wind will rise again so that you will be able to see the waves. And then maybe this is the part that you emphasize. Okay, you keep the melody, but you emphasize the emotion, the outburst of that emotion. Okay, so maybe in your translation, in your writing of the words, you want to write some words that can really bring you to have some kind of outburst in feelings. Okay, now you may not feel a little bit confused or abstract about the so-called outburst feelings. Now, let me illustrate what I mean by outburst feelings here, all right? So where is my, right. This one is a little bit very, very plain. Okay, now, in many ways, living on a jet plane resembles the style of living on a jet plane resembles a lot of our campus songs because it's smooth. And then we do not have very, very expressive way of singing like modern or contemporary singers. So here you can see, let's listen to it a little bit, all right? do you think? The melody actually is not so difficult to catch, but did you notice the singing style? It's already expressive. Any comments about the singing style? 声音忽大忽小。好，还有没有什么技术？他怎么唱那个 I Hate to Go？ 他怎么唱那个什么 So Kiss Me Goodbye 那几段？他其实已经有现代我们当代的那些那个选秀节目那些年轻人唱来唱去在。Okay. So this is what I mean by singing out the personality in the song. So different people who come and interpret the melody and sing the lyrics can bring out the very different flavor in the song. Okay, so keep it in mind. When you write the lyrics, you want to make the lyric expressible for the singers. Okay. 好了，有一些高音的话，让它可以飙上去。Okay. All right. So we'll come back. Now you can see here.
All my bags I'm ready to go. I'm standing.
他如果说正常唱的话呢，什么 All my bags are packed, I'm ready to go. I'm standing here outside your door. I hate to wake you up to say goodbye 之类的哈。好 ，then you can see that you can see all my bags are packed. He actually has strengths and also some kind of weaker beats when he sing the song. All right, but you can see the melodies are very regular. 好，它的一个旋律线其实很稳定。Okay, now where can you find a place for the singer to really show his emotions? 当然是副歌部分 right? So we will see how it goes.
Standing here beside you. I hate to wake you up to say goodbye.
Okay, and then you also notice that English is a very emotional language. So did you notice when the singer sings the word hate? 他有真的有 hate 的。他在唱的时候是有 hate 的。好，那等一下你们再看看我们那些翻译成那个校园民歌的，就它的那个旋律跟它的情绪没有结合得很清楚。那大家在期末这个报告中，其实可以多注意这个部分。你要让歌者呢，当他在唱的那个字的时候，可以有机会去怎么样做一些飙高的动作。好，特别是在副歌部分要加强，让他嗓子可以放大，然后去把那个感情灌注进去。OK。所以其实你们可以就是说抓住那个中文的那个神韵，你不见得要一行一行把那个字翻出来，因为这个时候你的目的是要让他唱出那个歌，好，而不是说你要翻译出那个意思，然后让那个读者听那个歌的时候，哦，他在学中文，然后他知道说这个歌词的意思。Alright, so this is so-called functional approach. 这个在翻译学上面叫做什么呢？功能论，就是我们不在乎什么信达雅之后。信达雅的话，可能只是注意到意义的部分，但是呢，歌曲翻译的话有它很清楚的目的。我今天是我这个歌曲出来，然后要让读者知道说我的意思在哪里。这个歌曲的意思大家在想，让他去学中文，然后学唱中文，那就是一个功能很清楚目标。那如果说我的功能是说我今天想让他怎么样改头换面脱胎换骨，变成一首完全的英文歌。好，可是我要最好嘛，都掌握到原作那个中文歌词的那个意涵，那就是不一样。你这歌词全新重新再写。好 ，OK, so now. So you also want, I think that is also why your professor wants you to really write down some annotations of the campus ballads. Okay, if you are translating for the meanings, it will be very helpful for your audience to know the background of the songs, especially the background about the Taiwanese songs, all right, or maybe some background of the campus ballads in their own context in college. So you can see, okay, we have KTV culture and individualized interpretations of songs. Okay, that is the trend that we are working on now. So if your songs want to sell, if you really want to create songs that can be sung and can be popular, you want to pay attention to these two very important phenomena. Okay, that everybody can sing, and also you want to allow some space for the singers, okay, professional singers or amateur singers, to really express their individual emotions. Okay? Alright, so I'll skip point 6, and then number 7, I would like to share with you a very important aspect about song translation. That is, when you choose the songs for your final project, you want to choose the songs that you really have some feelings about. So you listen to the melodies, and maybe you want to forget about its original lyrics and see what kind of English sounds can go into the melodies. Maybe that is a very, very challenging part for you to embark on this project. Okay, so now I was talking about functional approach in translation studies. Especially, I share with you two major functions for the final project. One is whether you want to keep the meaning and do annotations about the Chinese songs, so that your target audience will understand the meaning and even the beauty of the Chinese lyric. Right? They can really appreciate. So I remember there is one commercial about Jiang Hui, and Jiang Hui has a fans who is a foreigner. So even Jiang Hui is singing in Taiwanese, and his fan or her fans actually can appreciate the song, such as Gay Out. And the Gay Out doesn't have to be translated into English. Her fan can understand it because the feeling is conveyed in the way she sings. 所以有时候那个歌手他们在唱什么？唱情绪。那这种情绪可能不见得透过语言翻译，他已经可以去进入到那种融入那种感觉。Okay, all right. So a good singer, will be able to really interpret the meaning or the feelings in the song. All right. So now, when we go into some depths about functional approach, so we talk about two functions, right? One is really translate the meaning, especially bring out the feelings and also social, cultural, historical background of the songs. Or you want to translate or you want to create songs that can be sung. They are two different things. And if you can balance both, you are great. You are such a genius. Right? That is not something easily done because the language, the way the songs are composed are very, very different. Okay, because of the language and the grammar, of course. Okay, so now let's look at a little bit details about aspects that we consider when we talk about the so-called functional approach in translation studies. See? So clarify your purpose for this translation project, I would say. You want to be very clear what you want to achieve. Do you want to create some kind of hit songs that will be comparable, that will be attractive to English speakers? Or maybe that is very challenging, right? Because your English has to be really, really good. Or you want to just translate the beauty, so that the beauty of the Chinese lyrics and the meanings, so that your audience can really follow along, even when they're listening to the song in Chinese or in Taiwanese. So one way to determine your purpose is to clarify who your target readers or who your target singers are. So for example, in this series, I think their purpose is to help not native speakers. This is not for native speakers. This is for young people, teenagers, or young people who want to learn English, all right? And then they can learn English with the familiar melodies of the Chinese songs. So we cannot expect too much because the translators presume that the audience, the target audience, are familiar with the melodies. Right? 它这套的产品，它其实预设的是什么？预设的就是一群 很熟悉这些校园民歌的人，但是英文不好。然后呢，他就把它转成英文歌词，让他们透过英文歌词学一点。它的功能在这里，所以他的歌其实不算是太好。然后要是你熟悉那个中文歌曲的话，你可能会觉得说天哪，怎么那么烂？那个什么龙的传人怎么唱成那样？好，或者是什么微风往这怎么唱成那样？要是好，然后大家知道它的功能不一样。Okay, the function of this series is to really help those people who are familiar with the melodies learn the English through familiar melodies. And if that is your function, then you want to use that function to evaluate how successful the songs are translated. Okay. All right. Now, and then you see after you clarify the target readers or target singers of the TT. TT means target text， 就是译出语。译入语是 source SE， 就是译入语。比如说像我们校民歌的译入语是什么？就是中文。然后译出去的话呢，就是什么的译入 TT。Alright, so you can see what will be their English level. Okay, what will be their English level like? And the next one, which is more important, translating for this project. Okay, translate the meanings in the ST or creating pleasant sounds in the TT. Okay, these are two important aspects for you to think about and balance, right? Or even to choose from. So you have all these words on the handout, right? Okay, there you go. And then finally, after you clarify your purpose, your target readers, and then the English level of your target readers, all right, and then your choice, then you will be able to